Welcome to Yoga Download. I'm Caitlin Rose Kenny, and this class is a half an hour focused on opening through the heart and through the hips. We'll begin today in a cross-leg position, so come onto your seat and cross your right leg in front of your left leg. And you don't need any specific props for today, but if you do like to practice with props, bring them with you. You can always slip a blanket underneath your sitting bones here in the starting position. So in your cross-leg position, bring your hands onto your knees. Soften your gaze or close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And an open mouth exhale. One more breath like that. Deep inhale. And open mouth exhale. As you practice today, I invite you to feel more and think less. So let the energy that's in your brain drain down through the body. Feel your toes, your sitting bones, and the gentle lift of your heart. One more breath here. If your eyes are closed, blink them open so that you've adjusted to the light around you. We'll take an easy twist from here. Slip the right hand behind the back like a kickstand. Bring your left hand to the right knee, sit up tall, inhale breath. And on your exhale, twist over to the right. Feel the low belly shifting, the rib cage turning, and then turn your gaze off over your right shoulder. One more breath, your hands can help guide you deeper into the twist. On your next inhale, unwind from your twist. Walk your left hand out to the side and sweep your right hand over your head. Take a side bend. Try to drop down through your right sit bone as you stretch open across the right side of the rib cage. And then from your side bend, you're going to start to swing yourself forwards. Walk your hands along the floor until you're bowing over your shin bones. Release through your head and your neck. Feel the widening and the opening across the low back and the outer hips. To unfold, walk your hands back and lift your chin off of your chest. Switch the cross of your legs. Bring the left hand behind the back, right hand to left knee. Inhale, breath, lift up through your spine. Exhale, gentle twist, turn over to the left. Take a breath in, feel the crown of the head rise. And as you exhale, let the low belly shift to the left, the rib cage rotate, and your head turn a little bit more. One more breath, twisting in this direction. Inhale to unwind. Crawl the right fingertips out to the side, sweep the left hand over your head, anchor down through the left sitting bone. Feel a long line of stretching from the left sit bone across the waist, the ribs, the armpit, and a little bit of energy flowing out through your fingertips. From here, start to look down and walk your hands along the floor until you've leaned out over your shin bones, folding over your crossed legs. Feel a release in your outer hips and soften your jaw. Inhale, you walk out. Lift your head and your chest. From here, cross your ankles and come forwards into a tabletop position. In tabletop today, we're going to open up through the wrists and the hands. Spin your four fingers around so that they're pointing towards your knees. So the right hand turns clockwise and the left hand turns counterclockwise. If this feels too intense for your wrists, then simply turn the fingers out towards the sides of the mat. From here, lean a little bit forwards and then start a gentle clockwise rotation to open up through the fingers, the wrists, and the forearms. If you want more sensation, you make bigger circular movements, and if you want less sensation, keep the circles really small. Make sure that you lean off over each thumb and each pinky finger. Then we'll reverse direction, go counterclockwise. And when we work with the wrists and the hands in this way, we're accessing the heart meridian line. So the heart meridian line has 3 different branches, and one of the branches goes from the heart, the organ itself, across your chest towards the armpits, and then down the inner seams of your arms into the pinky fingers. Slow down your movement and carefully turn your hands back around in the normal direction. To stretch through the back of the wrists, walk your finger pads forward for Anahatasana. Lift the backs of the wrists so the palms are cupped, and then bow your head and your heart down between your arms. We'll pulse. On your inhale, draw your chin to your chest, back away from the mat. On your exhale, soften and melt downwards. Again, inhale, chin to chest. Exhale, the heart melting pose. Ease towards the mat. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Push into the finger pads to back your way out. Now go into downward facing dog. So have your hands shoulder width, lift your knees, lift your hips. When you get into downward facing dog, lift your heels up high, bend your knees deeply, and stick your butt out. Try to lift your hips up and back. Press your chest back towards your thighs and feel the natural elongation of your spine from your tailbone to the crown of your head. A lot of us benefit from keeping bent knees in downward facing dog, especially if the hamstrings are on the tight side. If you're up for it, you can move your hamstrings a little bit deeper into a stretch by dropping your heels and pressing your thigh bones back. But if you feel your low back round, soften the knees again, keep the sit bones really lifted. Take one more breath here in downward facing dog. And then look forward and walk your feet forward to the top of your mat. Once you're at the top of your mat, make sure your feet are still hip width. Inhale, halfway lift, pull your heart forward between your upper arms, fingers to the ground or to your shins or your thighs. Exhale, release your head and your hands down again. Come to standing, stretch the arms wide and up. Inhale. Lift your gaze as your palms touch overhead. Exhale, pull your hands down to heart center. Release your hands by your sides. Inhale, sweep the hands up high. This time, cactus your arms. Squeeze the upper back as you bend your elbows. Feel the chest pushing forwards and upwards. Ground down through your feet. Inhale, reach the hands back up. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Hands flow down, tracing your heart. And all the way down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Back to standing, arms wide, crown forward. Inhale, long spine takes it up. Hands to heart center, exhale. Repeat this flow. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Ground down through the 4 corners of the feet as you take cactus arms. Squeeze the upper back. Move the thighs a little forward as you lift the heart up more. Inhale, hands to sky. And trace your midline. Exhale, soft knees as you hinge at your hips, all the way down to Utkatasana, the forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, release your head and your hands. To standing, inhale, arms wide. And hands to heart center, exhale. From here, bring your big toes to touch. Bend your knees, rock the weight into your heels for Utkatasana, chair pose. Raise your arms up by your ears. Chair poses will flow with the arms. On your exhale, airplane arms, squeeze the upper back. Inhale, raise the arms up, bicep by ears. Exhale, sit lower, airplane arms. Inhale, squeeze your sitting bones so you feel the hips lift an inch. And then exhale, sit lower, airplane. One more time, inhale. And exhale, hold airplane arms so the collarbones are broad, thumbs point out to the sides. Then shift the weight into the balls of the feet, lift your heels for drinking bird. It's okay if there's a little wobbliness, you're strengthening and stretching through your feet right now. Drop the heels back down, inhale, raise the arms, last breath for Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold, send your hips up to the sky. Halfway lift, inhale. Step to plank pose as you exhale. Plank poses. For your transition down to the mat, you can come from your high plank or set your knees down for a knee plank. Look forward, shift forwards, bend your elbows slowly, and bring your chest lightly to the ground, and then lengthen your legs behind you. Low cobra pose, press the tops of your feet down. Inhale, pull the heart forwards. Hover your hands off the mat. So you're testing your spine strength here. How much can you lift the chest without using your arms yet? Soften your shoulders down from your ears and look down the length of your nose so that the back of your neck stays long. Exhale, release your forehead and your hands down. Second time, you can use your hands, grip into the fingertips. Inhale, cobra. Root down through the index knuckles, wrap the elbows in. Maybe you take your chest a little higher. Exhale to release onto the mat. Tuck your toes under, tone your belly, push through a knee plank, a high plank, or you can always visit a child's pose on your way back to downward facing dog. Down dogs, deep breath in through the nose. And open mouth, exhale. Inhale to raise your right leg up behind you. Exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, step through, right foot next to right thumb. Warrior One foundation, step your back heel down, left toes point to the front left corner of the mat. Inhale, rise up to Virabhadrasana A. Ground down through your feet and stretch your femur bones away from your hips to get depth. From here, we'll take an upright twist, release the right hand down and back, turn your gaze over to the right as you reach your hands in opposite directions. Back to Warrior One, inhale, gaze forward, hands to the sky. Exhale, release your hands down to the ground. You're going towards Prasarita, so turn over your left shoulder, turning your toes to the long edge of the mat, halfway lift. Forward fold, release your head. You can wrap your hands around your outer legs, your ankles, or sneak your fingers underneath your feet. Take one more breath here, pushing the four corners of the feet down. Then inhale up to a halfway lift. Turn over your right shoulder so you're facing the top of your mat again. Crawl your fingertips out past the edge of the mat. Shift the weight into your right foot. Float your left leg up behind you. If the ground is feeling far away, you can bring blocks under the hands, or you can bend your right knee as much as you need to so that your fingertips do come down. Jiva squat, chamber the left knee behind your right. Inhale, re-expand. Jiva squat, bend both knees, option to pull your hands in front of the heart. Exhale, expand. One more time, Jiva squat. And straighten through your legs, fingertips to the ground if they aren't. Soften your right knee and step back to a long lunge. Plant your palms down, pull your right foot back, plank pose. Look forward, shift forwards, lower your entire body down to the mat. This time, super cobra, bring the hands forward and wide, push into the fingertips. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale to soften. One more flow. One more cobra with the breath. Inhale. And exhale. Pull the hands in, tuck the toes, tone the belly. Knee plank or high plank. Down dog, exhale. Inhale, raise your left leg up behind you. Knee to nose. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, step through, left foot next to left thumb for Warrior One base. Right toes point towards to the front right corner of the mat. Ground your feet, inhale, raise your arms and your chest. And see if you can get a little more depth. Make the back leg straighter and stronger. To square your chest, bring the left side of the rib cage back and the right side of the rib cage a little forward. And your upright twist will help with this. Keep squeezing the left hip back and in. Release the left hand down and back. Turn your gaze over to the left. Inhale, back up to the sky. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Spin your back heel up, and you're going to turn to the right, facing the long side of your mat, but pivot the toes out and the heels in for Skandasana, lunge into the right knee. Inhale, you walk through the center. Exhale, lunge into the left knee. And a bit of freestyle here. So there's a bunch of different variations you can do with Skandasana. You can flex the toes up towards the sky. You can hover the hands off of the mat, just deepening in. We'll turn over the left shoulder, facing the top of the mat now. Crawl your fingertips out past the edge of your mat. Inhale, float your right leg up to the sky. Remember that you can put blocks under the hands. Jiva squat, chamber your right knee in. And then expand both legs, press outwards. You've got 2 more of these. Jiva squat, maybe you pull the hands to heart center to challenge your balance and work the legs a little bit more. Last time, Jiva. And expand. Fingertips to the ground, soften your left knee, gaze forwards as you step your right leg back to its lunge. Palms flat, inhale, plank pose. Look forward, lower down. Once you've landed, interlace your hands behind your back. Press your low belly down into the ground and feel that your legs are going to grow backwards out of your body. Start to spread the toes. Lift your legs, lift your arms, lift your chest. Reach your knuckles to the space behind you. Soften your shoulders down from your ears. Take one more breath here in Shavasana, Locust Pose. Exhale to release. Hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes. Back to downward facing dog. Down dogs, take a deep breath in, and then let it out. Exhale. Inhale, 3-leg dog. Right leg lifts. Exhale, pigeon pose, right knee to right wrist. Ease the hips down, and then you can get in a little bit more by walking your left knee back and setting it down. We'll spend a little bit time upright here. Walk the hands back. Your hands can be on either side of the hips, or you can bring your right hand onto your thigh. To activate, kick your right shin bone down into the ground. Hug your midline with your inner thighs. And then to get into the hips a little bit more, you'll soften out, walk the hands forwards, come down onto your forearms, pull your heart forward through your arms. We're keeping this an active pigeon today with the back toes curled under, and try to wrap your right hip back and in. There's a gentle squeeze of the inner leg line here. Taking one more breath. And then we're going back to a 3-leg dog. So walk up to the palms. Your back toes should already be curled under. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. Bend your right knee, peel open your right hip. This is a great place to stay, or you can visit Wild Thing. Carefully drop the right foot over to the outside of the mat, and then stretch your right hand out towards the top of the mat. Look out past your mat. Open through the heart by grounding your feet, and then tone your belly for your transition back to a 3-leg dog. Inhale. Step through again as you exhale. Warrior 2, spin the back heel down. Inhale, open up, Virabhadrasana B. And take a dancing warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle, right elbow to right thigh. Sweep the left hand over your head. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Last time for reverse. Inhale. Extended side angle, Parsvakonasana. Option to keep your right elbow on your right thigh or slip your elbow inside of your knee and anchor back on the inner leg. So it's like you're trying to push your right thigh behind you. Keep the ball of the right foot grounding. Extend through your left hand. Last breath here. Look down at your right foot. Pivot back to your lunge. Spin your back heel up high. Palms flat. Inhale, plank pose. Look forwards. Lower all the way down. Cobra pose. Inhale, slide your shoulders down from the ears. Exhale, melt to your mat, tuck your toes. Find your way to downward facing dog. Down dogs, inhale, raise your left leg up. Exhale, pigeon pose, left knee to left wrist. Walk your back knee back. Start to walk your hands back. Kick your left shin bone into the ground. Feel the heart lift. And it's okay for the pelvis to lift up here. There's kind of a zipping sensation in this active pigeon pose. Option for left hand to come onto the left thigh. You can even traction the left femur bone down from the hip here. The lift of your low belly increases the opening across your psoas on the right side. And then we'll keep the foundation active, but bring the upper body forwards. So come down to the forearms. Attempt to pull your elbows back, but the sticky mat will hold them relatively where they are. Pull the heart forwards. Right toes are still tucked under. Do a little squeeze of your sitting bones towards each other. And while you've got that activation of hugging your midline, gravity is helping you drop your hips to find a little bit more opening. From here, we climb back to the hands. Three-leg dog, inhale. Bend your left knee, open your hip, and slowly drop over to wild thing. Look out past the top of your mat. Reach the left hand out. Push your feet into the ground to open the front body. Tone your belly. Three-leg dog, inhale. Step through warrior two base. Back heel spins down so the right toes are pointing towards the long side of your mat. Inhale, open up, Virabhadrasana B. Feel your center, tailbone dropping, crown lifting. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle, left elbow to left thigh. Sweep your right hand over your head. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. One more time with the flow. Inhale. Exhale. You can keep left elbow on left thigh. If you do, push down into your thigh so you're connecting rather than resting. You can also slip the left elbow inside of the knee and press your arm back into your leg. Get an extra layer of inner thigh and inner hip opening. Take one more breath, push the right foot down, and then stretch through the right fingertips. Look down at your left foot. Bring your hands down as you pivot back to your lunge. Inhale, plank pose. Listen carefully to these instructions. From plank pose, tone your legs even more. We're going to move towards an up dog shape with the toes still curled under and no chaturanga. So keep your arms straight and strong. Push your heels back as you dip your hips. Squeeze the shoulder blades together to widen through the collarbones. Stronger legs, strong low belly. Maybe you tilt the chin up. Home to down dog. Pull your low belly in as your hips go up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Down dogs, take a breath in and a breath out. From down dog, we're heading to Malasana with our feet wider than our hands in a squat. So you can lift the heels and bend the knees, look forward. Either step or hop your feet outside of your hands. And with the toes pointing out, drop your hips. You can rock a little side to side. And then pull your hands in front of your heart. Push your elbows into your knees. To relieve the wrists, bring the back of your hands together so the fingers are pointing down. And then you'll lift the elbows up to shoulder height and do a little roll towards the pinky side of your hands and then the thumb side of the hands, just back and forth. And then interlace your fingers, roll out the wrists. And then last breath, hands at heart center. Push the elbows into the inner knees. From here, bring your hands behind you so that you can rock down onto your bum. And we'll start to come onto the back for a bridge pose. Bridge poses, once you lay down, you're going to place your feet on the mat, and you should be able to brush your middle fingers against your heels. Now you're ready to lift. Ground down through the feet. Start to reach your knees forward as you lift the hips. Wrap each of your shoulder blades underneath you and interlace your fingers underneath your back. Kick your arms down into the mat. Set your gaze straight up towards the sky. And then feel a sustainable amount of effort in your feet. So as the four corners of the feet root down, the energy of the earth responds and rises up through the bones of the legs. Feel the opening from top to bottom on the front body, from side to side. Take one more breath here. And then ease your hips back down to the ground. Wind your hands so the sacrum can land, and let the knees roll together. Constructive rest for a breath. And take a gentle twist. Goalpost or cactus the arms down on the floor. Feet wide, knees together. Roll your knees over to the right and your head to the left. You can stay here, or you can place your right ankle on top of the left knee. Feel the left knee pointing down and the front of the left hip opening up. If the right foot is on top of the knee, take it back to the ground, keeping your feet wide. Roll your knees and your head through the center, over to the other side. So knees to the left, head to the right. Stay here or put your left ankle on top of your right knee. Draw your right knee down and away from your hip. Release the left foot to the mat, roll back to center. And then bring your feet more hip width. We'll take Reclined Pigeon pose, also called figure 4. Place the right ankle on top of the left knee, right toes flexed. You can stay here with your hands on your thighs, or if you want more sensation, reach through the keyhole of your legs and interlace your fingers around your left hamstring or shin bone. Keep your head on the ground so your face and your neck can relax, and then gently guide the left leg in. You can use your right elbow to coax the right knee away from you. Find healthy sensation in your body, a place where you know something is happening, but you're not at the edge of your edge. See if you can breathe down towards the low belly. And then release this side. Return the right foot to the mat. Left ankle on top of right knee, reclined pigeon. Bring your hands to your thighs, stay there if you want, or reach through the keyhole of your legs. Interlace fingers around right shin bone or hamstring. Make sure your head is still relaxing onto the mat, and guide your right thigh towards you. And small adjustments of the hips can help you find a spot to work with. Just keep moving the left knee away from your face. Can deepen the breath so that the breath is moving your low belly, and you can also imagine the breath washing in and around your hips. Start to release this side. Pull both knees towards your chest. Curl into a little seed. You can rock a bit side to side. And then from here, pull your knees towards your armpits with one hand on each shin and flex your feet, drop your tailbone. This could be a great place for you to stay, or you can take happy baby, soles of the feet to the ceiling. You can grab inner or outer feet or ankles And then let your happy baby rock a little bit side to side. You can kick one leg out as you bend the other knee. Switch sides if you're doing that. Last breath at center and happy baby. Push up through your heels. And then fold your knees back into your chest. Give yourself one more squeeze if you have energy to burn. Forehead to knees. Scrunch up your face like a raisin. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then we'll melt out to Shavasana. Lengthen your legs down the mat. And for today, bring your left hand onto your heart and your right hand onto your low belly. Release through the bones of your body. Let your muscles melt all the way out to the edges of the space that you're in. Feel your skin evaporate until there's no barrier between you and the world around you. And rest here in Shavasana for as long as you like. And when you're ready to, make your way out and close with a ritual that feels right for you. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.